Please give a warm welcome for Mykl Joans.
In the course of our nation's history, the people have rallied bravely whenever the rights of man have been threatened. Today, a new crisis has arisen. Citizens, hear me out. This could happen to you.
I have been a performer at times, but Mykl invited me to do some poetry tonight. So I was walking around thinking of all these ideas to do like some, to do some improvisational character stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like feeling shy right now for some reason. So
C.R.A.B, baby.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put it out there now, so maybe it'll come back to me. I have an idea for this character. His name is gonna be Tino. I haven't figured out what it's an acronym. I haven't figured out what the I stands for, but it's the I something or other, nice one.
Tino.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That he's a nice one, not one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, you know, right? A nice one. Because it's something like, there's this kid, Jeremy, that does poetry around here, and I heard him do a piece last night, and he had the word nigger in his piece, and I was like, wow, you know, there was no big uproar. I was like, it's a word that's been used for about 4 centuries. And I get a lot of stuff from people about using that word. But you know, I feel like that would be almost like me going to Mexico and telling someone not to use the word amigo. For someone to tell me not to say nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's how we talked, where I came from. It was just something, I know all about the politics around it. I studied culture and popular culture and got a degree in sociology. But on the ground level, there's something about language and words that excite me, obviously, because I got this stuff here. Thank you all for being here, giving me a place. So whenever you see me, call me Tino. And my name's really Mykl, but because I want this character, because I was telling someone earlier that it's important for me, for no one else, to love the nigga in me, because I spend a lot of time like marginalizing him like he gets done by the main. We got to get that nigga, unless it's 50 cents, we can make $1 trillion off of him. So what I'm gonna do, that's what I was thinking about doing. What I'm gonna do is, I had Dave play that thing. Did you guys hear? He said, this could happen to you. These are some kind of times, because they are some kind of times. What I wanted to say is that what happened to me probably wouldn't happen to you. What happened to me is that I was walking down the street. Anybody ever hear Richard Pryor? Anybody? You ever heard that story about the day he met God? He was walking down the street. I first met God in 1934. I was walking down the street. I said I was walking down the street. And this voice said unto me, I missed the line. He was eating a tuna fish sandwich, and the voice said, give me some of that sandwich. I was walking down the street. In case you didn't know, if you or anyone else you know needs drugs, and you're hard pressed to find them, you know where the Shambhala Center is? Apparently, right behind the Shambhala Center in the alley is a high drug area. No, but that was the reason that was given to me for the police officer to stop me, because he saw me get my cell phone back from a girl that he connected to someone else that was involved with drugs. It was just my good luck that I was at the end of a 2-year rage, crying, upset, pissed off about my mother and my sister dying, and being left as the only one from my immediate family, and then a whole bunch of other stuff that came from me getting some raw feed done. You don't have to get any raw feed done without support. The guy said in my first session, you have some support around this, right? And I'm smoking cocaine and drinking every day. I got support, yeah. Pandora was open, and it lasted for a good 2 years, you know. So just my luck, I had some stuff on me, had a couple warrants, took off running. Now give me, I was on the ground, about 4 cars of officers had me down on the ground, and they couldn't get my hands up. I don't know if I should be telling this, but I've already pled guilty to all this stuff.
Hey, I won't put this online for you.
I don't care, because my book is now an open life. My life is an open book. I'm tired of being stuck in a closet, my own closet, running around out there in the daytime. They had this stuff on me and I didn't want to get busted. And so, they had me on the ground. They couldn't get my arms out, and all of a sudden one of them said,
We're gonna tase you.
I got the marks on my back and shot, I swear to God. And I thought to myself, okay, here they come, the bolts. And I was on there, laying there on the ground, and I thought, if I can handle this pain, I can handle just about anything, you know? Because I had nowhere to go. I had reached the end of that particular rope that I was trying to hang myself on, because I was just hurt, man. You know, I was thinking earlier that I wanted to say that I feel like I finally arrived here in Boulder because I have a therapist now. The thing about it is she's perfect, you know, but it just, for me, it brings up a lot of stuff around the stuff about who's able to get the attention they need. I mean, not everyone knows there's access or Mygl. There's places where there's people who are given help where it's needed. It's not like, that's not like the paradigm. Sure, let me show you right where the free help is. The free therapists are over here. And so and it's not against the people that do it, because it's what we're living in, this paradigm, predicated on dead ex-slave owners. Not all of them. Andrew Jackson was an Indian killer, but you know, it's just reinforced every time you pull out a bill. Now Ben Franklin, there's a reason he's on the what? The 100. He gets my thumbs up. But really, it's like, you know, that cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. And what happens when you have no cha-ching? And so what happened for me while I was going through this journey at the retreat over there, they call it Boulder County Jail, because I've been to LA County Jail. And I'll tell you, I told one of the deputies one day, I want my money back. This ain't no jail, this is a rehab. But I was fortunate that when I finally, you know, that something like that happened, that I was in Boulder, because I was in this unit called Transition. And then I had coping skills on Monday, anger management on Tuesday, coping skills and anger management on Tuesday. Thursday I had meditation. Prison Dharma Network goes in there once a week. And that's like one of the things that happened for me. I came to Boulder, went to the road, started meditating. And this thing called a master's thesis, like, said, hi, it's time to meet me. And I freaked out, all this stuff that I hope you guys don't mind being a part of my impromptu therapy session. This is just what's up. But all this stuff started coming up, and you know, there was the meditation, there was the lie in my head that I couldn't write a 25-page paper when I'd already written a 44-page honors paper as a senior. Anyway, I'm here right now, and thank you, Dana, David, and all you people here for, this is keeping me insane. I never want to become sane.
Yeah.
Not in this world, the way it is now. R.D. Lang said, he was a psychologist, a friend of Allen Ginsberg's. He said, to be insane in an insane world is the most sane thing one can be. So, on those lines, I'm going to read a couple pieces to you. Some of this is new. I've been writing a lot about stuff that happened to me. Stuff that's happening around me. This is just a little icebreaker. I cry often without hiding. Forgo thought and let felt sense get offended. Sometimes when the sugar is left out. Bitter coffee battles that hard to swallow pill. Love is a shapeshifter. Do you recognize medicine uncoded, straight, uncut, like P-Funk, Thelonious Monk, no chaser? Straight, uncut, like P-Funk, Thelonious Monk, no chaser. These have no titles. There's a little something problems. People, that's all we are underneath our story, lives, mostly injured at some time in our own ways. Sorry, I didn't ask Marguerite for books there.
I am sorry.
Our own ways, disconnected, detached from our basic brilliance, dimmed by dense light covering, blotting out our own suns, our own lives, precious in our own ways, unable so often to see the same in the next emanation of source, out here in our own little outposts, fighting sometimes gently or not, raging against that good night's dying of the light. Shine on, you crazy diamond. So I want to definitely just say Dylan Thomas and Pink Floyd, you know what they refer to, I think. Anybody listen to Parenting Solutions? In case you knew? Okay. This is inspired by me listening to Parenting Solutions. It comes on Tuesdays, I think, every morning for a few minutes during the morning sound routine, I think. Tuesday morning painting, aside garage, door, and radio feeds Nancy Munson to my ears, giving parenting solutions. Talking about nature, the day's advice, taking kids to nature. My mind says, what kind of solution is this? When I was 8 years old, I walked through the woods north of Los Angeles, a city kid, alone enjoying nature, the trees, mountains, dirt, birds, sky, open little me, innocent and naive still till then. The moment I sat in a tent with the door blocked by some guy named Ricky, wanting my hand to jack him, my hand off on his body. Mine left there as my soul chose disconnect mode to move through those violating moments till it was over. I wonder if I would have taken that walk, if I knew it would take all these years, 38 and counting here and now, to come back. While I was at the Boulder County Jail/retreat, it still was, excuse me, are there any kids in here?
No, it is.
It still was fucked up being in there with all that steel and glass. I mean, I figure I had, like, now I want to say this in a way where I'm not blaming, but I have been around the courts and studied this stuff for a long enough time to, I'll just say OJ. If you got the money and the access, you could probably, get away with murder. But I was thinking, like, if I had the money to bond out, or the willingness to still be sitting in there, I wouldn't be standing here right now. Because really, all this cop saw was a woman pass me a phone. Is that probable cause to stop someone? I just said that because one of the things that happened is I got a big stack of writing like this.
Yeah.
A while I was in there. It was like a semester in school because I read more than I probably read more than I ever have in any 4-month period of my life. My goodness, what was that thing? That natural monstrosity. Katrina was named some 2 years past. Here, these words collect on this page, inspired by the lost strains of a song called Levees. Blown with backing strings through the trumpet of Terrence, Mr. Blanchard, or is that Monsieur Blanchard en française? New Orleans, or Orléans Nouveau, Louisiana du Leroy, Louis, sugarcane, Bourbon, Voodoo, slaves, Creole, Cajun, plantations, rivers, hurricanes. Speak. Who speaks for the unheard? Katrina, generations lost. Katrina, pictures, letters, curios gone. Katrina, no homes for many, sense of place gone. Katrina, when the levees broke. Katrina, where are the displaced? Katrina, once more this day, before I retire, he blows, Gabriel-like, his requiem for Katrina, a cry for the lost, lost, as I cry for theirs, for my lost, lost, awaiting survival's game. His horn blows, his horn cries, we, his horn and I, become one amongst the hordes of none. Sense overwhelms like a storm, a hurricane, a monstrosity. Katrina. So, once again, thank you all for the space for myself and others to do, come out of our shells. And thanks for coming into my show with me, because I have a tendency to invite people into the closet. It gets lonely in there. And it's scary. The artist guy once said, verbatim, my mind is like a bad neighborhood. I have no business going in there alone. I read this article in ESPN magazine, and this came from reading that article. More than once I've heard pro sports, the NBA and the NFL too, mentioned in extended and interrupted breaths of thought with slavery. Personally, I agree with what Jimmy the Greek said on CBS. Something about breeding that created a super race of super athletes. Then today I read an article in ESPN, the sports magazine. Liberty City holds half of Miami's black population. It feeds the football factory U, home of the Hurricanes. What irony given the disregard given Katrina and New Orleans. The more fortunate drive by every day from Miami International to South Beach. No notice given to the desperation and squalor, murder and mayhem, a waft away through open windows if they were. No need for that. Just turn on the Saturday TV. There you'll see the lucky ones, the newest models, state-of-the-art Negro athletic specimens for your viewing pleasure. A finely tuned system, reminiscent of Rome, of bread and circuses, gladiators and coliseums. And I'll end with this one. Maybe the end of the world is supposed to look and feel like it's over, finally. I don't know how many times I have died in this lifetime so far, but it never seems like I've finally gotten it, used to letting go. So many moments held on to were better released, grieved, and maybe appreciated. Familiarity breeds content, inducing fear of unknown, darkened light to come. Through the end of each tunnel we arrive, having had what's come to end, death, birth, and beginnings, all come and go. Thank you.
Your French is very good. I am impressed.
It sounds
Considering
good, but
that
it's
you have been
limited.
in jail, I did not think that a black man in jail could speak French.
In Haiti they do.
Touché. it is nice to have you here. And I am very pleased that you shared some of your story with all of the white people in Boulder, since you are here to, it's interesting to me because I have heard you before and I enjoy you, and that is why I want you here. But it is also interesting to me to see how much more beautiful you have become as a presence. You have so much important things to say, and you say them with this even more kind of balanced beauty that I appreciate so much. And I'm just being a jerk when I try to sound funny with those stupid comments. But I mean it. You are a very wonderful man.
I'm learning that.
But I just don't know how often that I see people change so much in life around here. People are not changing.
I can say, please don't try this at home.
That is right. So my only real question that I have for you was, and it's very important, is what are you going to be for Halloween? It is an important question.
Someone suggested I dress in drag for Halloween. Actually, I'm tempted.
Yeah.
Except I'm really liking my mustache. I feel like if I do this, I have to. Oh, I can get the flesh tone makeup to come.
No, but it will grow back. Have you had the same mustache since you were 13? I mean, it will grow back. Just shave it, it comes back.
I just said in that poem, I'm trying to get used to letting go. I just want to say something to that stuff you were saying. That was so nice about me, to me. Living inside of it, I don't really see it. Because, well, there's a plethora of reasons. But I just want to say thank you for saying that's how you see me, because sometimes it's hard being the wild person. I just feel lucky that I haven't gone as far out as Bob Kaufman. If you don't know Bob Kaufman, who Bob Kaufman was, I wrote about this man in my thesis. And he was one of what I refer to as the three recognized black beat poets. Him, along with Amiri Baraka, who was known as Leroy Jones, and Ted Jones, Joans. But Bob Kaufman, he had so much going on. He just like end up, and he drink a lot, and he like did methamphetamine and stopped drinking. And he ended up in jail and getting electroshock and stuff because he was just channeling all this stuff, you know.
He was not getting golfed.
Maybe he was. He didn't have any support. But yeah, it's like, I just want to say thank you, because I spent an unhealthy dose of time being Catholicized, and so I have a real rigid, like, judgment guy going on, telling me you're wrong or bad.
No, you are not wrong.
And there's many people who will agree with him.
You are beautiful, and thank you. And we will meet again soon. It is exciting.
Yo.